Hey everyone, today no perfume review at all, no top something, I don't know. Today we're going to talk about something really interesting still about perfumery. Today we're going to talk about French words in perfumery and what it means. So, in fragrance, there's something you absolutely have already heard or seen, like eau de toilette, for example, cologne or eau de cologne, and eau de parfum, which I thought I had an eau de parfum next to me, and I don't. So really what it means, well, first of all, there's some concentration there. There's eau de cologne, which is the less concentrated of all of them. There's something you might not have heard. It's eau fraîche, which is less concentrated than an eau de cologne, and it's really so weak that it's really rare we find those kind of perfume. There's the eau de toilette that's more concentrated than an eau de cologne, and there's the eau de parfum, which is even more concentrated. So why those terms? We're gonna start from the least concentrated to the most concentrated. So eau fraîche means fresh water, and fresh water, it's basically why it's like that, because there's a little bit of fragrance, it smells, it makes you feel fresh when you put it, but it dissipates. I don't know if there's like a big story, background, stuff behind, like why it's called an eau fraîche and all of this, but this is basically what it means. The haute cologne, well, you need to know that the haute cologne was created after the eau de toilette, and mainly perfumes were eau de toilette at this time. What happened is that there was a guy who was making perfume, and he was thinking that, an eau de toilette, it's really too strong, it smells for too long. I don't want that kind of perfume. I want something more sweeter, more fresh, that just makes you feel good when you put it, and that's not like cloggy and like overwhelming and choking you out in especially in summer. So the guy created a perfume that was called eau de cologne, and it was made in a place called Cologne. And at first, an eau de cologne was only the perfume that he made. It's a little bit like aqua di gio. Aqua di gio mean water of gio, and eau de cologne mean water of Cologne. So it's like if all of a sudden there's an eau de gio that will happen, or as a perfume. So that's pretty much what happened with it, with the perfume that was less concentrated. They got like, it gives a whole like concentration of perfume, and you'll see that kind of thing happen in perfumery, as you'll see in this video. And eau de toilette, it means like, a lot of people will think, oh, it means like toilet water, but you need to know what toilette mean. Right now it means toilet. And also toilette in French mean washroom. But what you probably don't know is that toilette, it's also the faire sa toilette, like doing your toilet. It meant washing yourself. So an eau de toilette was made to wash yourself, basically. As you surely know, there was a time where people were not taking bath, they were just putting perfume. Well, that's the perfume they were putting, with different ingredient than what we put right now, but basically it was a water to clean yourself. And what an eau de toilette is, that's it. It's a water to clean yourself. Even though we don't wear it for this purpose these days, that's still what it is, what it was originally created for. And eau de parfum, I don't know specifically why it's that name, if there's a story behind it, how it was created. I don't really know for that, but what I can tell you, it's parfum. It's not just a perfume or a fragrance. Parfum, it's also the smell of something. When you smell something, the thing you smell is the parfum. It can be the parfum of a flower. It's not well used. I think in France it's still used. In Quebec it's not used so much, but we all know that it does exist. In French, we know that parfum means also the smell of something. And in France, they even use it for the taste of something. So, an eau de parfum, it's a water of smell. That's basically what it means. An extrait de parfum, which is more concentrated than eau de parfum, it's an extract of smell. Now, another word that's really well used in fragrance, it's a sillage. And a sillage, the best way I can explain it, I don't know the word for sillage in English, but basically, the sillage, it's the trail of something going behind it. It could be like a boat going through the water. What's behind it? It's the sillage of the boat. I don't know why it's used in perfumery in English, because the projection is like something that goes out of you. The sillage is something that stays where you leave. So it's not really the same. I don't know if you have a word for that. Maybe you don't. Like there's a lot of word you have in English, we don't have in French. There's a lot of word we have in French and you don't have in English. And talking about word you don't have, there's one word you don't have, and it's gourmand. And gourmand, it's not about foodie. People say like food, it means food or something like that. It doesn't have anything to do. Gourmand, it's someone who enjoy to eat, but not necessarily in excess. It's someone that will eat and enjoy it and love to eat without like being like enough obsessed to eat. It's just like really, really enjoy to eat. And this is what a gourmand is. And for me, it's kind of weird that people call that category of fragrance gourmand, but that's what it means. It's someone that loves food. Well, technically, if you love food so much that you want to smell food, maybe you are a little bit gourmand. Other words that are used in fragrance, and those two are also a family of fragrance, and it's also from the story of a perfume that got his name. There's first of all there's ship, and ship it's Cyprus. I'm gonna screw up this word in English, but Cyprus, like the island of Cyprus, I think in Greece. Well, in French, it's ship, and ship come from a fragrance by Coty that was called ship, and that fragrance they did a lot of things, putting like flowers and citrus together with animalic note. It was a big revolution. I think it was like somewhere in the 1800 that they did this, and it became a whole family of fragrance. And if you go even way back in time in the 1700, there's a perfume that was called Fougère Royale, and Fougère Royale that was made by I can tell you who's that. I'm gonna go on Fragrantica because they have that information. It was made by Houbigant, and I will write this right there because it's probably not how you think you write it that you write it. So there's many things with this fragrance. It was the first fragrance ever that used coumarin or coumarin, which is a synthetic note. And coumarin, I think it's the first synthetic note ever made, which is extracted from tonka bean. So that was a big revolution in perfumery by itself. And another big revolution is that having flowers, and especially geranium and lavender, that was considered floral, and putting coumarin, that's considered a wood, so a woody fragrance, putting the two together was really, really like, you don't do this in perfumery. That's not how it works. There's floral, there's woody, they don't mess with each other. And Houbigant said, we're gonna try this. It's gonna be good. And it was a big revolution. People loved it, and for a long time, I would say like centuries, since it was made in the 1700, it's a huge hit in men's perfume. And Fougère Royale, what it means royal fern. And royal fern didn't smell like fern. I don't know, maybe it smelled like fern. I never smelled it. And this is really a smell that I had a lot of trouble to grasp what it is. And there's a guy that told me another way to name it, and it's forest fragrance. And it really, that's what it is. It's a fragrance with everything in the forest, with like some fruits, some little herbs, some flowers, some trees. everything that's in a forest is inside that kind of fragrance. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's other word or terminology in fragrance that I forgot, just tell me and I'll be happy to say them. And either if there's a lot, I don't think there's a lot, there may be one thing or two, but if there's a lot, I might do another video completely. If there's a thing or two, I might start next video or future video with one of those words. And I know that the fact that I speak French as a first language, it's both a little bit hard for me to be in YouTube in English, but talking about perfumes and fragrance, that's in a way it's a really good point because there's a lot of perfume. If you look like French perfumery, like Chanel, Guerlain, even like Tom Ford, that is not French at all. There's like Tobacco Vanille that is in French. And there's a lot of perfume name that are French. And the fact that I know French, I know what it means. I think it's a good point. And now I will do my best to try to translate stuff from French to English. When I see a name like L'homme idéal, for example, I will say what it means in French. L'homme idéal means the ideal man, by the way. So this is the perfume for the ideal or the perfect man. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like the video, share the video if you know someone that loves fragrance and that doesn't speak French, who would like to hear those story, hear all those words are really pronounced in French. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching and see you really soon.